Alright guys, welcome back to another amazing video. So, today if you see, I just posted a video last week about a walkthrough of my first rental property. So today, like I said on that video, so I'm gonna do, if you haven't watched it, I'm gonna put a description below so you can go and click on the link. It will take you exactly to that video, that rental property, so you can see the whole walkthrough. And today I'm actually gonna go on detail on how I bought this house, how the whole process from start to the really closing moment of the house. And for that, I brought my business partner, Guru Alvarez.
What's going on, guys? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for this video.
Man, I'm excited too. I'm ready to teach people and people know how to do this.
That's right.
Because we both know that this is a good way to get out of a 9-to-5 job. And we're here to teach you guys. So, alright, so the first thing of this 12-step process. So it's a 12-step process. We talk about a little bit in the video. So basically the first 6 steps from 1 to 6 is about how to get the house, how to find it, how to finance the house. Basically everything from getting the house to the closing moment. Then from the 6 to the 12, the other 6 is basically how, once you get the house, what do you do with that house after that. So in today's video, we're just going to talk about the first 6, and basically that, we're going to start with the strategy.
Yeah, stay tuned to the other video. We'll be talking more about the other 6 steps. You know, like he mentioned, it's all about tenant screening and how to manage your tenants correctly, because that's going to make or break your business.
The first step, before you even try to go find a house, the first thing you got to find out is what strategy you are going to use.
That's right, because in real estate there are different strategies that you can utilize, but if you just starting out, picking the right strategy at the beginning is gonna make or break your business. So that was the first thing that we did.
Oh, kind of right, kind of funny, but yeah.
That looks good though.
Yeah, so like he was saying, there's a lot of type of strategy you can do when it comes to real estate. You know, you can like flip houses, you can wholesale,
Buy and hold.
You know, you can do a lot of things. But for this specific house, what we decided to do was we decided to house hack. So house hack is basically when you first start using, like when you first start into real estate, you might want to go into house hacking because that's the way for you to stop paying rent. Kind of thing,
right, you live for free basically. House hacking is a very simple concept. It's not very difficult, right? Is you buy a house. You either a duplex, a triplex, whatever. You live in one unit and then you rent the other one, and then you have your tenants pay for your rent, basically for your mortgage in this case.
Exactly. So that's exactly what we decided to do for this property. It's a duplex, like you saw in the video. If you haven't seen it, again, the link is gonna be below.
So
go and click on it. Yep. For this house, we use the house hacking strategy. Number 2, to this, for the 12th step. The number 2 step is
finance. That's key, guys, because once you're starting this business, finding money, that's the hard part.
Yep. So a lot of people struggle when it comes to, I want to get into real estate. One of the things is, one, they don't know the knowledge. You know, they don't have the IQ or like the information needed to go ahead and jump and buy the first property, right? Like it happened to us 2 years ago. We didn't know what to do. We decided to jump and, you know, learn some stuff. And now we're better at what we do. And then the second big issue is you don't have the money.
Right.
Where can I get the money from? You know? So for this specific house, like the house was in really good condition. It didn't need a lot of work. So we actually used the bank and we got something that's called an FHA loan. So it's a really good program. It's basically used, you know, a lot of first time home buyer use it because it doesn't require a lot of down payment down.
It's 3.5% down.
Exactly. So that's the one that we use for this house, and as of right now, it's working out phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah.
So the only thing with that is if you buy it, you need to live in the house.
Right.
So that's another reason why house hacking was the strategy for this house. So they kind of add up together, you know?
Yeah, it goes together basically.
Yeah. So basically, before I even started looking for the deal, went to the bank. I talked to my banker. I got, told them I wanted a pre-approval to get a mortgage. So that's basically the first step. You want to go, once you find out what you want to do, what the strategy is, then you go to the bank, you try to get that pre-approval letter. Because an agent will not talk to you, basically, if you don't have a pre-approval letter. They don't want to meet with anybody. They don't want to waste their time. You know what I'm saying? So the first step after deciding what strategy to do is basically if you're using the bank, deciding what finance to use.
Yep.
If it's the bank, go and get your pre-approval. If it's somebody else, talk to them. If it's a private lender, whatever it is,
Hard money lender.
talk to them and see what the requirement that they ask for in order to do that. Okay?
Yep.
The third step to buy basically a house is to find a deal. So now once we decide what the strategy is, once we decide how we're going to finance this house, now we're going to find a deal.
Finding the deal, guys, can be difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but we're gonna explain to you and tell you our secret, how we found this deal.
Secret sauce, like they say.
Right.
No, yeah. So finding a deal, there's a lot of ways to find deals. The more traditional way is you get an agent. You go to realtor.com, Zillow, you go ahead, the agent take you to the house, you check the house, you see if you like it, you submit an offer, the agent do everything for
The
you.
negotiation and everything. Yep. So
Yeah.
that's the traditional way of finding a deal.
Yep. The only, I think, downside to this type of approach will be like you're not gonna get the home run house.
Right.
Because they basically when they put in the market, they're at market level price. So you're gonna pay for what basically the market is at that time, unless your agent's very good and they're allowed to lower
Get
the
a
price.
good deal. Yeah, because one thing that we do, guys, we try to look for a motivated seller.
Yep.
Right, a motivated seller is basically someone who is willing to sell you the house at a discount or on terms. And
Yep.
we'll be talking about how to get a house on terms. That's more of the creative side of real estate. So stay tuned for that video as well.
So basically, we did a video for everything.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah. So basically, you solve other people's problems and you start your own portfolio when it comes to that. So find the deal. How do we find this deal? Good thing that you asked me to talk about it. So, all right. So after we decide all of this, we went, man. We've been all over the place looking for deals. We visited 15 different houses.
Yeah.
We submitted a couple.
Offers.
A couple offers. The good thing is that we actually have a lawyer, and she made a contract for us. And we have a copy. We kept a copy of that contract. So every time we submit an offer to a deal that is outside the market, you can just submit your own contract. You don't have to be dealing with agent.
Yep.
So that's one good thing that we actually kept from the lawyer. So we had that contract. Every time we had a house, all we did was went to the contract, change the price, change the date, change the address, and send it to them.
That's it.
That easy.
Yep.
So we visited around 15 properties.
Yep.
All of them were not such a good deal. Couldn't work nothing out. But this one, we got it on Facebook.
Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace. So I know Facebook becoming a lot of popular when it comes to finding house to rent, selling stuff on Facebook. I would never thought I was gonna find a house on Facebook. We did. And our first message to that, because we tried a lot of things, how to contact the seller. Sometimes it didn't work. They leave you on scene.
Right.
So he actually took the chain and he sent them a message on Facebook.
Yep.
And we will show. This is how it actually, right here. This is how the
conversation looked like.
So guys, cool things. There's a lot of out of all these 15 properties. Some of them we find on Facebook. Some of them we find on Craigslist. Craigslist. If yeah, I don't know how to say it. Okay, yeah. So we find it there, which means there's no agent. these are outside the market deal.
Mm-hmm.
So the big question is, how will you connect with that person? Like, what did that first message look like? You know?
That's a good question.
Man, I tried so many times. To me, it didn't work because I'm the type of person that, you know, have you heard the disc analysis?
Yeah.
The disc. So basically, you know how the D is like the dominant. So I'm a D.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I'm
so,
an S.
So I'm the type of person I want to go straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? Like at least you're more passive, like more calm.
I take my time.
Exactly. Me, I'm the type of person like, yo, I just want to go to the point. Listen, this is what I have. This is what I want. This is what I want. Like that's it. I don't want to go around the bushes. This and that. He's a different type of person.
That approach works sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. So in this scenario, my approach worked better, and that's why we make a good team because we complement each other.
Yep. There you go.
Man.
Okay, so basically some of the mistakes that I did with those like houses, that I probably should have a better, like outcome was I tried to message these people, these potential sellers, the sellers, and my text will seem like, you know what, like I want to buy your property, like I'm submitting out, like I want to submit an offer right away. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted to know how motivated he was to sell it before I even see the property. Usually you gotta see the property first and then you make a decision. And the thing is, what I learned is from that was as soon as I send that text, they already know you're not motivated because
that you're not serious.
Yeah, they're like, why you sending why you want to try to do an offer if you haven't seen the house?
Correct.
And he actually have a different approach. We actually really work. So
I'm gonna tell you guys. So I'm gonna take over now.
Take over.
Yeah. So basically, the conversation. The first thing that I did, I asked a question. Right. I told the seller that we were interested. So I'm gonna read it to you guys so you know. Hey, we are interested in seeing this house. Can we schedule a showing? That was the first thing that I said. When she replied, I'm not gonna read everything, but I'm gonna show it to you guys here.
It's right here, so you can read it yourself.
Yeah. And so her response was, "Sure. When would you like to see it? I'll coordinate with the neighbor who has the key."
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, okay, that was weird.
Yeah. So interesting was this house. The person that owned the house actually live outside the state.
Right.
So.
So that's motivation. That's a motivated seller. They want, the house has become a burden for them, so they want to get rid of it. So the question that I asked, I said Saturday at 6 p.m. will work for me. Why are you selling? And then I said, this house looks like a great investment property. And she went on and told me everything. That she moved to North Carolina, and the house has become a burden for them. They're looking to sell it. So that was perfect. That's all we needed.
Yep.
So we scheduled the showing. We want to see the house. So
if you see like the outside psychology behind those texts compared to mine, just going to the point like this, and I'm gonna give you this, like what's up. Basically, over there, like those little approach that he said, like those little questions, like it just gave us everything.
Right.
Now we know why they're selling. It's not because the house is messed up or like the house is this. And we don't feel like we want like the house type of thing. Like we're not showing that urgency. We just like, we want to see it first.
Right.
And
because actually, sorry to cut you off, because she kept on asking me, if you have any questions, reach out to me. And I told her, okay, not a problem, but I never reached out because I wanted to see the house first and see if that's something that we were interested in so that we can continue the conversation.
Exactly, and that just, that actually tell her that this person is serious compared to me just being like, I'm going to give you this without even knowing, what it is. So that's basically, when you kind of want to feel the person first, get to know them a little bit before you pull the trigger. So that's... Salesman 101. I would like
So take notes.
Yeah. So you actually follow up with her the day before.
Yep. So I confirmed the appointment, right? Because that's very important. Follow up is key.
Follow up is.
Yep. So I asked her, are we all set for today at 6 p.m.? And she said yes. And she asked again, do you have any questions? her husband is right here, and you can give him a call if you like. And I said, I'll give him a call later today. Thanks. I didn't want to show her that I was in need or motivated to get this house.
Right, exactly. And listen, when it comes to real estate, if you show that you're really, really interested, you already lost.
That's right.
The one thing is you don't want to show the other person that you're really, really interested because they will take advantage of you.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pretend like the one that doesn't really care that much, because the one that commit first to be desperate is the one that loses.
That's it.
So just keep your emotion, keep your composure, and move forward.
That's negotiation 101, people.
There you go. All right. So that's step 3. We find the deal. Where we find it? We find it on Facebook, Facebook Marketplace. We did a follow-up. We reach out to them, find out why they want to sell. It wasn't nothing wrong with the property. They just wasn't here.
Yep.
And they were losing money because they got to pay taxes every year. Now you're going to analyze the deal. You find the deal, now we're going to analyze it.
And analyzing is basically you got to run your numbers. Make sure that you are buying something that is going to cash flow.
So when it comes to real estate, you don't want to get, you don't want to make decisions based on your emotions.
Yep.
That's really bad. Like, if a house is beautiful and you like it,
don't get attached to it.
Yeah, like don't get attached. I mean, that's cool and everything, but if the number doesn't make sense, man, do not jump into it. Because once you jump into it, you're gonna be there for what, 30 years, 15 years, like, and that's just losses. And you might want to do like, what, I'm gonna get in, blah blah blah, and then it's gonna take you a while to get rid of that house.
Yep.
You don't want to get into something that is not going to cash flow when it comes to like rental property and things like that. So if the number doesn't make sense, please.
Yep, don't do it.
So when it came to this, analyzing this deal, I was looking to get a 12% in return when I was going to this deal.
Yep.
It turned out to be way more than that, like 20 something.
Yep.
23, 24, I think it was. And the reason behind that was because, one, it was a FHA, so I didn't put much money down, and the house was in really good condition, so I didn't have to like fix major stuff. It was just like cosmetic things, like lights here, the porch had to do a new one and things like that. But it was cosmetic. It was something. It wasn't a big deal.
Major.
Yeah. So the house is really good condition. So when you want to analyze, you want to make sure you get a good return back on your money. Like, how long will it take you to get that money back? If you spend $20,000 to get in a house, how long will it take you to get that money? So it basically comes down like what we look for like what, 10 to 12% return back. If we don't have that, I don't think it's a good deal for us.
That's it.
The stock market give you 7 to 8% a year. We look for 10 to 12. Because the difference between the stock market and this is here you are spending time doing it. Stock market,
it's more passive.
Yeah, you buy a stock and you sit down.
Yeah. Unless you're a stock trader.
Exactly. Unless you do it daily and that's your job.
Right.
That's a different story.
That's a different story, yeah.
But for this one, we look at it for 10 to 12. This was way more than that. Actually, I'm not gonna get a lot into detail when it comes to that. You just gotta make sure that your expenses are less than your income. That's what you want to do. You want to do your income, everything that's coming in, your expenses, how much you're going to spend, and that's basically maintenance. You got to pay electricity, you got to pay utilities, insurance. You got you want to have all those expenses written down, subtract them from your income. What's that going to give you is going to give you the profit that you're going to get at that. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically going to be your cash flow. That's what we call the cash flow, that passive, that profit that comes after you pay all your expenses, how much you got back, that's yours. If that's a good number for you a month, then you have a good deal.
Your number can be different. If $100 is good for you, that's a good deal. 200, 300, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you run your numbers.
Yep, so don't end up in the negative because again, you're going to be there for 15 to 20 years. You don't want to do that.
Not a good place to be.
Nope, exactly. Be patient. Do not hesitate. The money, if the number does not add up, just walk away. There's a lot of
deals out there.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
The next one. After you run your numbers, now you find out which number worked for you. Now, this is when the seller asks you, I want 200,000 for this house. And then this number gonna tell you, I can only pay 150.
That's your top number,
That's
your top offer.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, number 5, negotiation.
That brings good memories when you said that negotiation.
Negotiation. Listen, this is like the most exciting one. Because this is the one that you go back and forth.
Yep.
The seller doesn't like you. You know, you try to make it good.
Yep, I got a seller who got very, very upset with us because of our offer.
He said a whole essay signing and everything. It was, oh man.
It was a good learning experience for sure.
He said it was disrespectful. But listen, if you asking too much, I'm gonna go for what, you know.
That what works for us.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, this, you know, it's a business. You don't want to go in business to lose.
Exactly.
All right, negotiation for this house, amazing. So one thing is, we do have a really good method when it comes to that. Like I said, we already had the contract. We got to change the numbers, send it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 contracts. One is for this. I wanted to do seller finance. We wanted to put no money down to this house.
Right, and for those of you that don't know what seller finance is, basically the seller becomes the bank. Yeah, they put a lien on the house and all that stuff. If you don't pay, they take possession of the property. So
yeah, so that's what we wanted to do with this house. We didn't want to do no bank. We just wanted to go get it and keep moving to get more houses.
Right.
That's what the year is about, execution. All right. So we went in. We sent 2 contracts. We sent a seller finance contract for the full amount. How much you want for it? This amount? There you go.
Boom.
Full amount. No question asked. I'll give you everything you want. And then we sent a second contract, which it was finance with the bank, but this one it was like what, $40,000 less.
yeah, it was a low ball.
Yeah, it was a low ball.
Yep.
You know, but my number, the number that we were looking for was in the middle of that low ball that we sent them.
Mm-hmm.
So our thought process, like, you know what, he gonna ignore the low ball, and he
And go
gonna
with
get
seller
finance because we're giving you everything you asking
Exactly.
for. You know,
And a nice down payment as well. So
exactly. It was gonna be a time frame of 10 years. We were gonna
10
pay
years,
all the money back.
mm-hmm.
You know, no interest. No, I mean, it was like we were giving interest, and then yeah.
Yeah, it was a good. It was like 5% interest we're giving him.
Yeah,
That was a lot.
It's more than the bank, bro. It's 3% right now.
3%, yeah.
Probably 2.5.
2.5, something like
If
that.
you go online. Yeah, so we sent in 2. The guy, he took his time. He texts us back a day later,
Yep.
and he's like, he told he wasn't interested to sell it. He told it was disrespectful that we gave in. He told that he's not interested to sell it finance because if he
Mhm.
wanted to do that, he would rent it out. He didn't want to do that,
Yeah.
and he was not interested to get that low ball either. So we kind of wanted a house. Like the house was
It
good.
was in good condition, yep.
So we let him sleep for one night. We didn't reach out.
We didn't reply.
we just
right?
said, okay.
Yep.
Thank you. 2 days later, I text him and I asked him, what's the lowest that you willing to sell this house for?
Yeah.
I know he want to sell it. He's not here. He's losing money.
Yep.
So I asked him that question, what's the lower you want to sell it for? And he told me this amount. I was like,
Let's do it. You called me, I said, bro, like that's it, we got it. I was like, for real?
it's funny because the number he gave me was the same number I was thinking
That
of.
was our, yeah.
Yeah, that was like, this number worked
That was the
perfect.
number for
Like
us.
it was that number that was willing to go up this number, and he went down here. I was like, oh, it's lit. Let's go.
Perfect.
You know?
It was a deal.
Sign the paper. We'll go ahead. Send. I told him, okay. This is what I told him after he sent me that. I was like, we have a deal.
Yep.
I didn't give him option to even think about it. We have a deal. I'm sending you the contract right now.
That's it.
So we talked to him over the phone. He said he liked the offer. He's gonna accept, and he's signing. Sent the contract right back to us. Went to the bank, in the middle of the pandemic,
Yep.
gave the bank the contract, and the process of the loan start. 3 months later,
That's the last step. Closing
months
process. We also did an inspection on the house, you know, just to make sure that everything was in, you know, the major things were working properly so that we didn't have to put money into it. So we did the inspection and then the bank took over after that.
yeah. It's funny because I did not want to do an inspection for the house. I just thought the house was in really good condition. And
Just by looking at it.
man, there's a type of, you know, like there's you get a feeling when you see multiple houses that then you just know when something's good.
Right.
You know, and that's something that will, as soon as you keep doing it, will come later on. You know.
That's right. So for those of you guys who keep getting rejections after rejections, just keep looking at houses because you're basically learning and actually having some gaining some knowledge there.
Exactly. Then after you know you learn how to do like how after those rejections you learn how to actually go around those. That's what happened with me in the text. Now I learned that I cannot go straight up to the point. I gotta go around.
Right.
Find out why first and then go and pull the trigger. Okay. So closing. I wasn't excited.
Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just something like he just told me like, okay, I got it. That's it. You know.
Yeah.
So it took about 3 months. They went in. They did what is it? Appraiser. The house appraised fine.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyer, the everything, the this, the that. They checked twice if I'm still working, cause you need to be working in order to get pre-approval.
Right.
And because of the pandemic, they checked like 3 times if I was still working.
Mm.
Yeah, so I mean, the banks are not taking it easy when it comes to lending, especially in the
no.
pandemic. Yeah, guys. So this is basically how we got to the end of the deal. You know, like I said, you first want to find out your strategy, what the strategy is. Second, you're gonna want to go and find out how you're gonna finance that deal. You know, where you're gonna get the money from. Is it gonna be your mom, your dad, your family member, private lender, the bank? You know.
Mm-hmm.
After that, after you got those 2 figured out, you want to go ahead and start looking for deals. Once you find the deals, that can be a real estate agent outside the market, however you want to find it. After you find a deal that you like, go ahead and analyze it. Remember, don't get attached to emotions, Go based on the number. If the number don't make sense, walk away. Then negotiate, If you know that this is your number right here, make sure you offer them lower because they're gonna come back to you and they're gonna try to push it up, So by offering lower, this guy's gonna try to push up, maybe you end up in the number that you're actually looking for.
Yep.
Closing, basically not much you can do there, but signing a lot of papers.
Yes. You don't have control over that.
You don't have control of that. The lawyer take over all of that.
Right.
You just go there and sign probably 50 pages and then you're good to go. You sign your life away. That's how it is. You sign your life away.
Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Because we're going to be going
fucking subscribe, bro!
We're going to go more into details, into the strategy, the finance, finding deals, analyzing, and all of the other stuff that we're going to be talking about as well. So,
listen, we are going through this now, and we're here to, share with you guys what we have learned.
Our process.
Because if it's working for us, I want it to work for you as well. We just want you guys to learn. So, subscribe, like, and share this video. Let's fucking go. See ya later.